Stop right now. Take your hand off the mouse. Step away from the Buy Now button. If you are even thinking about purchasing an Apple TV 4K today, you are about to make a massive, regretful mistake that will haunt you for the next 5 years. I am being 100% serious. Put your credit card back in your wallet. That black box sitting on store shelves right now isn't just aging. It is walking dead tech. It is about to become a relic. We need to have a serious conversation about what is happening in Cupertino, because the silence has been deafening. For nearly 4 long years, it felt like Apple had completely abandoned the living room. We heard nothing. Absolutely nothing. While competitors were releasing new streaming sticks, faster dongles, and cloud gaming hubs, Apple sat there in silence. Many of us started to wonder if they had simply given up on the TV experience entirely. But today, that silence breaks. Today, we know exactly why they waited. The leaks are out, the timeline is confirmed, and the strategy is finally clear. They weren't ignoring the Apple TV. They were building a monster. The new Apple TV 4K coming in spring 2026 is not just a refresh. It is not a spec bump. It is a total game changer that is going to make your current model look like a child's toy from a bygone era. We are talking about a device so powerful and so fundamentally different that it redefines what a smart home actually is. There are secrets hidden inside this upcoming device, specifically one controversial hardware change that will either make you absolutely thrilled or make you furious. We have a lot to cover, so buckle in. This is the deep dive into the 2026 Apple TV 4K. To understand the scale of this launch, we first have to look at the timeline. We are looking at a spring 2026 release window. You should mark your calendars for March or April. You might be asking why Apple would wait until 2026. Why leave us hanging with the 2022 model for so long? This wasn't a supply chain delay or an accident. It was a calculated and deliberate move by Apple to align the hardware with a specific software revolution called tvOS 26.4. I know hearing a software version number sounds boring, but this is the key to everything. This software is the brain that fully unlocks Apple Intelligence for your home. Apple physically could not release this new box until the software brain was ready to match the hardware muscle. To run that brain, they needed insane raw power. This brings us to the internal components. To understand why I'm calling this device a console killer, we have to look under the hood. The current Apple TV chips are fine for streaming Netflix, but the 2026 Apple TV 4K will be powered by the monstrous A19 Pro chip. Let that sink in for a moment. This is not a scaled-down home chip. This is the same Pro-level silicon architecture, designed for the flagship iPhones of the future. We are talking about the kind of power that allows for hardware-accelerated ray tracing. This is the technology that makes light behave realistically in video games. It creates reflections and shadows that look lifelike. Currently, you need a PlayStation 5 or a high-end PC to do that. Well, Apple is putting that power into a tiny box next to your TV. But here is the real twist. In an iPhone, the A19 Pro chip is throttled. It has to slow down to save battery life and to keep from burning your hand. The Apple TV has no battery. It is plugged into the wall, and the new chassis will feature a significantly larger cooling surface. That means the A19 Pro in the Apple TV can run at peak performance indefinitely. It will never throttle. It will never slow down. It creates a thermal envelope that allows this chip to scream. You might be wondering why you need a supercomputer just to watch YouTube or stream a movie. If you're just streaming 1080p video, this is massive overkill. But Apple isn't putting this chip in there just for movies. They are putting it there for 2 main reasons. the death of the traditional game console, and the rebirth of Siri. Let's talk about the AI aspect first, because this is where your daily life actually changes. The current Siri on your Apple TV is basic. Let's be honest, it's often frustrating. It fails to understand context and gets confused by simple movie titles. The A19 Pro is the minimum power requirement to run large language models locally right there in your living room. This means the 2026 Apple TV becomes the central brain of your entire e-house. It isn't just listening for keywords anymore. It is understanding nuance and intent. Imagine sitting down on your couch after a long day. You don't remember the name of the movie you want to watch. You just remember a vague detail. With the current model, you are stuck scrolling forever. With the 2026 model, you can simply say, "Siri, find that one sci-fi movie with the guy from that show I watched last week." The A19 Pro processes that complex request instantly. It scans your watch history, identifies the actor, and plays the movie. Because this processing happens locally on the chip, your voice data stays in your house. It doesn't have to go to a server farm in the cloud. This is faster and infinitely more private. But raw power is useless if the connection is bad. This brings us to the second secret chip hiding inside this box, the N1 chip. We have all been there. You try to type a password on your TV using your iPhone, but the keyboard pop-up never appears. Or you try to AirPlay a video and it stutters. That is friction, and Apple hates friction. The N1 chip is designed to kill that debt. Its only job is to create an instant, rock-solid handshake between your Apple devices. Combined with new Wi-Fi 7 support, the connectivity is going to be flawless. Wi-Fi 7 is about reliability and low latency. This means when you walk into the room, your phone and your TV are already talking to each other. Your smart home commands happen instantly. The invisible delay that we have all just accepted as normal will finally be gone. Now let's talk about the visuals. We are moving to 8K resolution. I know there isn't much 8K content yet, but Apple doesn't build for today. They build for 5 years from now. By supporting 8K output and Dolby Vision 2, this device is future-proofed. If you own a high-end OLED TV, you're going to see richer colors and deeper blacks than ever before. Even on a 4K TV, the 8K processing power ensures that the user interface and text are rendered with razor-sharp precision. It uses supersampling to make the image look better even on lower resolution screens. It is a massive upgrade for movie nights. However, we have to address the elephant in the room. We have to talk about the most controversial part of the rumors, the built-in camera. Reports confirm Apple is testing a model with a lens that looks directly at your living room. Privacy alarms are probably ringing in your head right now. Apple knows this is a hurdle, but they believe it solves specific problems. First, it fixes the awkwardness of FaceTime on TV. Right now, you have to prop up your iPhone against a coffee mug. A built-in camera allows the TV to frame you perfectly with center stage. But the vision goes way beyond video calls. When you pair a high-fidelity camera with the A19 Pro, you unlock gesture control. Imagine you're watching a movie and the phone rings. You don't need the remote. You just hold up your hand to pause. You want to skip a song? Just flick your wrist. It also revolutionizes Apple Fitness Plus. The Apple TV can track your skeletal structure in real time. It can tell you to straighten your back or lift your knees higher. It could even detect who is sitting on the couch and automatically switch to your specific profile and recommendations. It transforms the Apple TV from a passive box into an active participant in your home. It is a risky shift, but it makes the device much more helpful. Finally, we have to look at the gaming potential. This box will support the latest PlayStation and Xbox controllers with zero latency. Because the architecture is so similar to the Mac, developers can easily port AAA games. Why would a casual gamer spend $500 on a console when their $200 Apple TV plays the same games? Apple is selling an all-in-one entertainment hub. The integration with the Apple Vision Pro is another hidden feature. The 2026 Apple TV is rumored to act as a local compute station for the headset, preserving its battery life. This level of ecosystem polish is unprecedented. If you're standing in a store right now looking at the old model, please walk away. That device is a product of the past. The 2026 Apple TV 4K is the bridge to the future. In my opinion, this is the most exciting leap in the product's history. It bridges the gap between streaming and high-end gaming. It is a future-proof investment that will last you a decade. It is worth the wait and definitely worth the money. If you like the video, subscribe. Share the video and hit the bell icon.